Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Dear Ko Talks Law. This is Olayeni Dear Kolola Daniels, popularly known as Dear Ko Spectre. And on today's episode of Dear Ko Talks Law, we would be talking about the introduction to the theory of law. Now, if you are listening to this lecture, then there is a very high tendency that you are likely a year one student. That means that you just gain admission into a university in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. And first thing I want to say is congratulations for gaining admission. You would soon realize that law might be quite stressful, but is very, very interesting. However, if this is your first time of coming to my channel, please make sure that you click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell, so that anytime I release a video of this nature which is going to be of interest to you, you will be one of the first set of people to watch that particular video. Also, make sure that you follow me on LinkedIn at Dear Kolola Daniels. Thank you so much as you subscribe to my channel and follow me on LinkedIn. Now, back to our lecture. Now, when you are talking about the theory of law, and this being your first class, so to say, when you are talking about law, you need to understand that your understanding of this theory of law would go a long way to your understanding as a law student and how you comprehend knowledge as a law student. Now, your perspective in relation to these different theories that you will be taught in the course of this lecture and subsequent lectures, you need to know that the understanding is very key, not only to understanding law, but to understand your perspective when it comes to legal matters. Do you understand that? Now, so that I don't put you off with a lot of grammar, let's go straight to the note. And through the note, I would make you understand better what I'm talking about. Now, introduction to the theory of law. There are several generally accepted theories concerning the origin of law. A theory is a comprehensive explanation concerning some aspect of how the society works. It directs one thinking on the subject by offering explanation and allowing predictions to be made concerning future contingencies. In short, a theoretical viewpoint governs the way a social phenomenon is seen and understood. Let me give you an example of what we say theory. Now, when you are talking about a social phenomenon, or you are talking about something, let us say marriage, for example. Now, when you are talking about a theory behind marriage, you would know that the reason for marriage, for some people, their theoretical reasoning for marriage is companionship. While for other people, their theoretical reasoning for marriage is what? Is to have children. Some people, their own theoretical reasoning for marriage is both for companionship and to have children. Now, when you look at your own self and you look at the perspective that you have towards marriage, it is going to help guide and make prediction for future contingencies. What do I mean by that? Let me give you another example. Now, imagine that you are somebody whose perspective as to marriage is not companionship but giving birth to children. You believe that when a man and woman comes together, the essence of their union, don't forget that marriage, which we are talking about, is the social phenomenon. And I've given you three different theories. The first theory I gave to you was that marriage as a social phenomenon is for companionship. The second theory I gave to you is that marriage as a social phenomenon is for what? Giving birth to children. The third theory is that it's for both companionship and giving birth to children. Now, you are somebody who doesn't believe in companionship. Your theory for marriage, maybe you have chopped breakfast like a lot of time, they've broken your heart. You say, oh, me companionship more, I am not companionshiping again. If you understand what I'm saying, you are no longer doing my wife. You just want to get married because of children, because you have, they've broken your heart a lot of times. So let us say your whole perspective is, may we just get children. Now, if that is your own theory to marriage, It means that when they bring something like gay marriage to you, you are going to sound somewhat, what is that? Because according to you, your theory is there must be children in the marriage, and that is the way you perceive marriage. Are you listening? Now, for somebody who perceives marriage as companionship, regardless of the gender, his own theory is two people are coming together for companionship. So regardless of the gender, either it is opposite or the same, is there companionship? The moment you can establish a companionship, then marriage can be established. Do you understand that? That is someone's theory as to the social phenomenon of marriage. But your own is to have children. Now, when two gender come together, the same gender come together, can there be children? The answer is no. And therefore, because they can't be children, therefore marriage cannot evolve through that kind of union. Can you see how different theories in relation to social phenomenon, a social phenomenon, can help you explain your perspective or put things in context clearer for you? So now when they now say, what is law? For us to be able to get the proper perspective or your own perspective, you need to understand the different theories. When I said, what is marriage? For me to be able to get the proper perspective as to marriage, I had to give you the theories, and I gave you 3. Some other people might have more theories as to marriage. Maybe they just want to use the person to do photograph taking and all that. They don't really need the person in their life. Or maybe they just want to have somebody that they'll be going to meeting with. Not companionship and not children. Just for outside and let everybody be seen that, I have a wife. But inside, they are not together. They are only together for, my wife be that, when it comes to outside picture. But when that is another far distinct whatever when we are talking about marriage. But I think the one that everybody can relate to is the 3 theories that I've painted to you. The first one here, which is what? Companionship. The second one, having children. The third one, both companionship and having children. So we then come to the context, what we are saying exactly. What then is law? Just like what is marriage, and we had our perspective. What then is law? So in relation to law, let me go back to what I said earlier. I told you that a theory is a comprehensive explanation concerning some aspect of how the society works. It directs one thinking on the subject by offering explanation and allowing predictions to be made concerning future contingencies. What are those future contingencies? If in the future we are to debate whether or not to have gay marriage, for somebody who had that theory of there must be children for us to have marriage, therefore he is going to kick against gay marriage. But for somebody who has the perspective that where there is companionship, it will not kick against gay marriage. Do you understand that? So in short, a theoretical viewpoint governs the way that a social phenomenon is what? Is seen. The same way marriage is seen and understood. Where law came from and why it developed as it did are questions that are approached by using theoretical perspective of different writers. Are you listening to that? Now, according to Bobby Fischer, in his book Introduction to Legal Systems in 1977, he said that in order to satisfactorily answer the question, what is law? One must delve into jurisprudence. Jurisprudence is the study of legal philosophy. Since philosophy consists of one's belief about something, the full answer to the question, what is law, is provided by examining the belief of distinguishing writers to what they have perceived to be law. Are you seeing that? Now, the same way we said, what is marriage? For you to be able to understand the context of marriage, you must understand the theories that, give us marriage. Now, we are talking, what is law? For you to be able to understand the context of law, you must understand the theories that will drive us to law. Do you understand? And according to what Bobby Fischer said, he is telling us that for us to properly answer the question, what is law, which as a year 1 student, you are very likely to be asked in your test or in your exam. For you to be able to properly answer what is law, what did Bobby Fischer tell us? He told us that we must examine the belief of distinguishing writers to see what they have perceived to be law. Do you understand that? Now let's go further in our notes. Now, the various beliefs of writers on law have come to be known as philosophies of law, school of jurisprudence, or theories of law, which is to tell you that I can use it interchangeably. When I'm saying school of law, I am saying theory of law. I am saying philosophies of law. I am saying school of jurisprudence at the same time. I can, use them interchangeably so that you don't get confused. Theory of law is the same as school of law, is the same as jurisprudence of law, is the same as what? Philosophy of law. Now, although each legal philosophy is treated separately for the sake of simplicity, in reality, the idea of a jurist may embrace different theories. Now, this is what we are talking about. When you are talking about theories of law, don't forget that when I was talking about marriage, I told you that the first one is what? Companionship. I told you that the second one is what? Childbearing. And then I told you that the third one is the combination of companionship and what? And childbearing. Now, in this case, they are telling us that although legal philosophy is treated separately for the sake of simplicity, in reality, the idea of a jurist may embrace different theories. Are you seeing that? So, what we are saying is there are certain jurists who will embrace more than one legal philosophy or theory of law. Do not think that, because we have Thomas Aquinas for natural law, Thomas Aquinas cannot be in positive law, he cannot be in sociological law, he cannot. No. Do you understand that? There are certain theories that when you read through the context very well, you will see that, this theory can fall under natural law and can also fall under utilitarian law, which is the reason you need to digest it very well. You need to understand the explanation so that by the time you put it in context of today's reality, in context of today's laws, in context of how things are currently going on, both in Nigeria and outside, you'll be able to understand the different theories of law and be able to explain it better. It is also noteworthy that theories have been applied in varying degrees by virtually all the legal system in the world at different times in their history. A student should therefore not fall into the error of thinking that each philosophy is relevant to a particular legal system to the exclusion of others. It is noteworthy that the philosophies are often implicit or explicit. Now, what does that mean? Let me give you an example. For instance, a person may say, I believe that the pro-democracy group was wrong to have organized rally without police permits, or that the president has the power to introduce a fuel tax without informing the people. This statement implicitly espoused the Austinian command theory, and yet the speaker never mentioned this expressly, and what is more, he may not even know that such philosophies exist. So you see what I'm talking about here. Do not get flustered already. No, just chill. What we are saying is this: there are certain things that you need to look at. First of all, I told you that when you are talking about a particular philosophy, which is, let's say natural law, for example, there are certain aspects of natural law that can coincide with either sociological law or can coincide with, a utilitarian law. So, for example, under natural law, which I'm going to teach in my next class, we are talking about what is law under natural law. And under natural law, they tell us that natural law is whatever law that is fair, that is just. Are you listening to me? Whatever law is fair and just. Okay, let us think of it very well. What are the laws that we can see in the society that is fair and just? Well, thou shalt not kill. Okay, that means that under the criminal code, it says that we should not kill people. Okay, that law is fair, that law is just. Can we also say that that law falls not only under natural law? Yes. Utilitarian law says that when a law is such that it is for the greater happiness of people. So we look at that law and we look at which number of the people in the society likes the law. If the majority likes the law, then the law should be passed and the law should be obeyed. Now, thou shalt not kill. It is fair and it is just. Yes. Does it also fall under the utilitarian? Yes. Why? Because majority of people will tell you it is wrong to kill, and it is for the greatest happiness of those people, those majority, that you should propose the law and pass the law that thou shalt not kill. Can you see that? Now, also when you are looking at sociological school of law, where it says that when a law is such that it is accepted by a society, by the society's law and custom, then it should be approved by the law. That shall not kill. In many societies, that law is applicable. So you can see that one law, that shall not kill, you shouldn't kill your neighbor, is both under natural law. You can also see it under utilitarian law. So don't close your mind to, okay, this law is only under natural law. No. So that is something that you should understand. Also, you should also know that you can be saying certain things without even knowing that what you are saying is natural law, or what you are saying is utilitarian, or what you might not even know. For example, you have always had the notion that if majority of people say something, that thing should be a law. You never knew that is even Jeremy Bentham's utilitarian law. You never knew, because what you thought about was an implicit thing. Implicit means that it was inside you, or it was inside the words that you used. Do you understand? You didn't expressly say, this law must be fair, must be just, and it must come under natural law. No, those were not your words. Your words were, how can we say that the police have the right to beat people anyhow, indiscriminately? Why would that be right? Now, you didn't even know there is anything called natural law. Let us say the truth. Everybody here would agree with me that when they were in secondary school, they do not know what natural law is, but they knew that police beating people was wrong. Yeah, do you understand? You knowing that and you saying that is an implicit thing. It becomes explicit when you can now attribute it to natural law. Do you understand that? Now, you see, I don't want us to get flustered or get confused and all that. This is just an introduction to the theories of law. So I want you to know certain things about that introduction, which is the fact that we have different theories, which is the fact that you must align with one. During the course of my teaching, I would align with one, and I will tell you why I like this one better than I like any other one. Do you understand that? I will tell you which one Nigeria aligns with and which one we used to align with in the past. If you have read further, you will know that Nigeria aligns with the positivist school. Nigeria doesn't align with the naturalist school. What is fair, what is just is not part of our legal system. What is part of our legal system is the positivist school. Nigeria doesn't align with utilitarian. We don't look for whether majority of people like it. No. Nigeria does not align with the sociological, whether the society accepts it, and no. What Nigeria aligns with is the positivist. Why did we align with the positivist? Do you think that you yourself will align with the positivist? Can we compare jurisdictions, for example, Nigeria, in comparison with other countries that have practiced something different from positivists? And can we say that their own theory of law in their legal system has worked better for them and we need to change ours? What is your own perspective to law when you are interrogating certain issues? Do you look at whether the law has been validly made, or do you look at whether the law is fair? Do you look at whether the law is such that the society should accept it, or whether the law is for the greater good of people? What are the things that you look at when you are interrogating certain legal matters? Those are the things that would inform the kind of person you are and your perspective to law, and therefore will begin to shape your attitude and begin to shape your lawyering skills. Do you understand that? It should be noted that these classes on theories of law is strictly an introduction, primarily for legal methods class. A detailed analysis will be deferred to the jurisprudence class. So this is just letting you understand that the next series of classes where I'll be talking about the theories of law are basically the theories that will serve as an introduction to year 1 and year 2 students. Do you understand? When you are talking about the jurisprudence class, it is usually taught for final year students. Those people are already grounded in law, so to say. So when I'm discussing this class, I will go in depth. I will analyze issues and cases, which if I do now, I will just throw off whoever that year 1 or year 2 student is. So right now, I am teaching the basics. I am teaching for just the introduction, for the understanding of the minds of people who are not yet accustomed to learning law. Do you understand that? So with that, thank you so much for watching to the end of this lecture. Please make sure that you share, you subscribe, and you like this video. Share with your friends, very importantly. And also, my next lecture is going to be on the part A of the Natural School of Law Explained, where we'll be talking about the meaning of the Natural School of Law, the philosophers of the Natural School of Law, and examples of law with influences of the natural law. It's going to be a very interesting class. Please don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn at Dear Kolola Daniels. I will see you in my next class.